Hello traders, and welcome to a video on basically how to get access to info that you should not have access to. Okay, Chaos Labs. I've talked about this before, but they just updated their site with a bunch of other DeFi platforms. And the two DeFi platforms right here have a bunch of perpetual positions where I can tell you exactly where everyone's liquidation price is. I can tell you exactly their leverage, and I've actually been using that to trade. And it's been very, very effective. So again, despite your morals maybe on this type of strategy, it is one that you can pull off, and I'm going to show you really how to do it. So this allows you to see people's average leverage, and it also allows you to see people's liquidation prices on this chain, and also on Arbitrum and Avalanche, of course, of GMX. So let's go start off with this one. What is this showing me? Well, what this is showing me is what is the average leverage of longs, what is the average leverage of shorts. And if I want a bit of a deeper dive on this coin, I can click it, and you can see, you know, just how many, the updated amount of what this is. This was actually a little bit higher, but leverage has decreased because of liquidations, because Bitcoin just dropped a lot. So that's something that happened. Now, there's something really interesting about this. They show you exactly people's positions on DYDX, as you can see right here. I can filter it. I can go to here of P&L, and you can see that there's a guy on 10.75 leverage, which is a lot if you have, you know, this much money in there. And it looks like if price goes any lower, then he would, you know, likely be liquidated. So if we want to know a little bit more about a whale's position, which you can see here, he is long $5 million worth of, you know, Bitcoin and Ethereum. You can actually see his exact liquidation price, which is kind of insane. Like, you know exactly where he would be liquidated on Ethereum, exactly where he'd be liquidated on Bitcoin. So how do we take advantage of this? Well, one thing that you can do, guys, is you could just use the average leverage to your advantage, where you go to markets. We can sort by this. Hey, who has a lot of average leverage? Almost always what I've noticed is price will move against the larger average leverage on Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana, I'd say. Look at this. They're all larger. And what has happened today? Yeah, this has happened today. So that's one thing you can do. The other thing you can do, which is a little amoral, but it is something you could do, is if price ever begins to approach any of these values, you know that a large $5 million liquidation is happening. You could technically short right before and then take profit after the liquidation occurs. That's known as liquidation hunting, where you use the liquidity of a massive, massive liquidation or multiple liquidations to your advantage to make money. That's something that you can do as well. So, you know, DYDX is just fantastic for doing that, as you can see. Even bigger, an even bigger market, though. I'm going to go into this next, but actually I should explain this. This also shows you the historical liquidations, as you can see right here, in the past 7 days. You can see, you know, this, yeah, you have to scroll back like multiple pages to get the largest, but this used to be a lot higher, but now I think there's just a lot of liquidations that just happen. So you can also see past liquidations is basically all I'm showing you. And you can see just how many have occurred, you know, in each day, essentially. This was January 11th, where we had $2.3 million. $2.3 million worth of liquidations on this platform, which is a lot of money. You can also see other things like alerts is really helpful too, guys. You can see, look at that. You can see what's going on there. A lot of liquidations right there. Okay, so let's go to the bigger chain, which is GMX. And this is what I've talked about before, but it's gotten so much stronger and really so much better. So we can see the average leverage right here. We can see that Bitcoin, the average leverage is 8, which is really, really, really high. Average leverage of 8, it means that these traders are very, very over leveraged, and the short leverage is very high as well. So this is going to be probably a choppy market, but let's dive in. So if you click it, you know, you can see exactly details of the updated figures right here. $35 million long and 40 million short as of now. That number is the way it is, guys, because a lot of longs, look at that, minus 35%, which is kind of sad. But the longs used to be larger, and then the market was like, oh, there are more longs in the market, I'm going to die now. That's what the market was basically doing. So as you can see that. You can see the open interest distribution actually right here. What is it? It's majority longs, and the sad thing is what just happened, now it's majority short. Isn't that funny? The very second that you know, price begins to dip, it kills all the longs, then most people are short. You can also see this data for multiple different coins as well. And you can also see the liquidations right here, which we're going to go to the 7-day. And you can see all of the recent liquidation events, including a $3.4 million liquidated short. Now, these two right here, how do we take advantage? Well, to take advantage, you could just try to target them. yeah, you could basically try to snipe them. So what you could do is if price begins to approach their liquidation price, which you would have known by using this website, you could buy, and then you know that their short's going to get a massive liquidation. So if I click on this right here, I can see some more details about really how it happened. So this was the liquidation that this guy got liquidated on. You can see exactly, he had a $12 million size. So that's going to be a $12 million market buy on Ethereum, which is pretty large. $12 million worth of buying had occurred. This was at 1814 Eastern time. So if I go here, you know, then I go to 1814 on the 10th, that was right there. Do you see? He got liquidated directly at the market, at the local market top. I mean, you would have wanted to short there if you could have, but it was at the local market top. But do you see here a strategy that you could have pulled off? And I mean, I don't want to give away all the alpha, but basically there's a 12 million position that's going to be liquidated and you know it's about to happen. If you buy, I mean, you can make a fair amount of money very quickly taking advantage of another guy's loss. Essentially by doing that, you know, that's exactly what you're doing. You're taking advantage of that guy's loss. Happened again at 6:54 in the morning on the 11th. And I'll bet you the market looked the exact same. 6:54 was here. Same thing happened, guys. The market runs up, it liquidates a big whale, and then it goes down. Liquidates another big whale, then goes big whale, then goes down. And that's just how, you know, the market operates. You could have just bought, had virtually no drawdown. Price just kind of just went up. Besides, you know, here it just kept going up and then liquidated. Then you close when he gets liquidated. So that is a way you could trade to directly target someone or, you know, a large whale. And it depends on your morals with really how you want to do that. But yeah, I mean, it definitely is a strategy. You can also look at other chains as well, like V1 Arbitrum, V2 Avalanche, and you can see exactly where people's positions are. The average leverage here on Avalanche is 14.7. So there are a lot of longs ready to get, you know, slaughtered essentially. So this tool is, if you put the time in, if you really go through this tool, you can see everyone's liquidation price. If you just put more than like 5-10 minutes into it, you can just record everyone's liquidation price. If you don't want to do that, what you could do is just denote what is the average leverage of everyone. And then look at the average leverage of DYDX, which is higher than shorts, and look at the average leverage of, you know, the other one, which is V2 Arbitrum. And you can also look at the other chains as well, but this guy is going to be the biggest one, of course. And then what you can also do is see, hey, who has the largest, you know, difference in leverage. And right now, it's ARB. On ARB, there's actually a lot of shorts, maybe because all the longs got killed, but there are a lot of shorts right now in Arbitrum. So, you know, if anything, I would expect probably that to shake some people out by going a bit higher. That's good enough for today's video. I think that this is just such a cool tool. It's a really interesting tool to look at. There's a lot you can really look at around here. You can look at all of these. You know, I can go to GMX. I go to V1 Arbitrum. I can see the exact average leverage and how many millions of dollars are in them. And yeah, so basically to recap, we've gone from the state, guys, where we had a lot of, I tracked this the last few days. We had a lot of essentially over leveraged longs, and they're all kind of probably gone now at this point. They're all, you know, dead. But now we have, it seems like we're beginning to see some shorts get a little aggressive, which means that might not end too well for them. Yeah, so the shorts are getting a little bit more aggressive. That might not end too well. So yeah, this is a crazy tool because people, I mean, exchanges don't want you to see this. This is data on where people are going to be liquidated. You can zoom into any trader and know their liquidation price. It's like, you can just front run that. All right, with that, happy trading. I hope that this gives you some kind of edge against large market whales, some kind of edge to find out, you know, are there over leveraged longs or over leveraged shorts? And at the end of the day, all of what I am showing you is free. If you liked what you heard today, what you can do is join my Discord, which I'm going to link in the description below. With that, happy trading, be safe, and yeah, go monitor some liquidations. Bye-bye.